Paul nuts? Rejoice in the Lord always? Always? Really? Can't possibly mean that, can he? Does Paul know about the streets of Milwaukee? Does Paul know about the violence that's here in our culture? Does Paul know about the breakdown of the family? Does Paul know about the attacks on biblical morality? The breakdown of the family? Rejoice always? Is Paul nuts? Probably 6 months ago, maybe it was a year ago now, I don't remember for sure, the transmission on our minivan dropped out. We were planning on driving that minivan for at least a couple more years, maybe 3 or 4 more years, and all of a sudden having to junk that minivan because a new transmission would cost more than the van was worth, put our finances in a pretty good deal of disarray. I should rejoice in that. My wife and I have a dear granddaughter who was born with severe brain damage. She's almost 3 years old. She doesn't sit up. She doesn't roll over. I doubt she will ever walk. She doesn't make any kind of talking noises. She's fed through a tube that goes into her stomach. Rejoice? Are you kidding? Always? And I'm sure if we went around the room, we could hear lots and lots of stories about tough things that you have experienced, about even horrible things that some of us have experienced. Rejoice in the Lord always? Is Paul nuts? And of course, an even better question to ask is God nuts? It's not just Paul's word, is it? It's God's word to you and to me. To rejoice in the Lord always. So, show of hands, how many of you feel like you have done what God said and have rejoiced in the Lord always? Good. I was hoping to see no hands up. Guilty, 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 guilty. Which leads us to our very first reason for rejoicing in the Lord always. You are forgiven, 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 forgiven. Stop and think about the magnitude of that truth. Not just anyone forgives you. God, the ruler of the universe, the one who created the heavens and the earth with just a word. God has taken your sin and has sent it as far away from you as the east is from the west. Is that a reason to rejoice? Oh, yeah. And it's always true that you're forgiven. Is it worth rejoicing in the Lord always? Oh, yeah. But then Paul gives us some other reasons for rejoicing. The Lord is near. So does Paul mean geographically, or does he mean temporally? Does he mean the Lord is near as in like Jesus is with you always? Or does he mean, surely I am coming soon? That time is near. And of course, you know what the answer is. Yes. Again, think about the magnitude of that truth. Where is Jesus right now? He's sitting right next to you. And where is Jesus going to be when you drive home today? In the car with you. And when you go back to your classrooms on Monday, where will Jesus be then? Right there with you. Smiling at you with his hands up in blessing. Oh, and someday, what's that Jesus going to do? He's going to come back. For who? For you. That you're going to get to lift up your heads because your redemption is drawing nigh. And those truths, my brothers and sisters, are always the truth. Jesus is always with you. Jesus is always coming back for you. Are those reasons to rejoice? Oh, yeah. In everything, do not be anxious, but by prayer and petition, along with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Wait, you get to present your request to whom? To God. And what's God going to do? He's going to listen. You know how hard it is sometimes to listen to those like first graders or kindergartners because they're just sort of babbling on? Can you imagine how it must be for God to have to listen to us humans? As you blah, 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 blah. But you know what God does? He listens. Can you imagine? Every single time. He listens perfectly. He never blows us off. He never says, sorry, I don't have time for you at this point. His ear is always attuned to your requests. And he always, always answers you in the way that's best. Always. Is that a reason for rejoicing? Oh, yeah. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds. Did you notice? It's not a prayer. It's a promise. It's a future tense that God is saying, my peace will guard your heart and mind. My peace will hold on to you. My peace will envelop you. It's not a maybe, it's not a might be, it's a for sure. And it's every single day of your life. Is that worth rejoicing in? Oh, yeah. Rejoice in the Lord always. Was Paul nuts? Well, here's the rest of the story. Paul was imprisoned when he wrote this. It was likely some kind of house arrest, so it probably wasn't the worst imprisonment ever, but it was imprisonment nonetheless. You think Paul was happy about that? Oh, I doubt it. Paul was a driven guy. For him to be stuck in a house and not be able to go out and tell people about Jesus, not be able to travel to Ephesus and Corinth to see his people there, not be able to go to new places, that must have about driven him nuts. Think he was happy? I'm guessing he had a whole lot of days where he wasn't all that happy at all. Just like you have days and I have days where we may not be all that happy. And that's okay. Because we still get to rejoice. We're forgiven. The Lord is near. He's with you always, and someday he's going to come back to get you. The Lord listens to your requests, always. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds always. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again. Rejoice. Amen.